When I was a kid, I accidentally drank bleach, had my stomach pumped with sour milk. That's the story of me. Or it's the one time I went to the beach on a field trip. The current knocked me down. Thought my final destination was reached, but I survived that day. No need to phone the police. Or could it be the one time I went to Friendly's? I went to the restroom after 6:30, came out, ran, and slipped on the floor. Fell down and cracked my head open, while people looked on, as if they were looking at a close score. Rushed to the hospital. The doctor gave me over 4 stitches. He told me, please don't come back anymore. What a predicament. Or was it just a figment? Like if I sat here and told you I broke both ligaments, would you believe that sentiment? Would you make sense of any of the previous sentences? Or is it just mindless senselessness? You will find out at the end of this. Which reminds me of the time I was catfish before we knew what catfish was, even existed. I was talking to this girl on AOL, had no idea I'd end up driving through hell. I was going back to WVU from New York at the time. She wanted to meet in Monroeville at the mall, so drove down there, arrived, waited for hours. I didn't care, I had to meet her. I remember I called her from a payphone, no one was home. At this point, I was like, well, when in Rome. Walked around like a sad clown, not knowing what was bound. It felt like eternity. I didn't really plan this out very well. Had very little money on me. Finally, I got her on the phone because I was about to go home. She said she's going to meet me at the mall at Macy's. So we met. What would I expect? She was very nice, so I thought nothing less. We decided to go to the movies and see the Blair Witch. Then went to Denny's and we got along really well, almost too perfect. I was so nervous. Something was off. After that, we drove around looking for motels. Didn't find any. Even though we gelled, I could tell things may not have been so swell. But fuck it. Why even dwell? We ended up driving to a park, but our beeper kept going off. Disregard! Went off again and again and again and again. It's getting dark. This day is getting marred. So we got back in the car. I saw a sign, closed. Fuck this park. Had to drive through 2 fucking trees to get out. Fuck, look at those black clouds. But we had to get out. Beeper goes off again, what now? She said it was her dad. I was like, what's the opposite of good? Oh yeah, this is fucking bad. Maybe I've been had. But she started panicking. But it didn't add up at the time. And I couldn't do the math. She said, drop me off and peel out and go. And gave me $20 cash, then told me to haul ass. I got to her house and saw a car from afar. Came across a lawn like a dart. So I get out of my car and see her parents staring at me, as if my door was ajar. She introduces me. From that point on, like a freight truck, it hit me hard. They told me she was not 19, but 14. I was so sick to my stomach, I almost barfed. How could this be? How could she deceive me? Her parents questioned me and asked if we did anything. I told them we didn't because we didn't. Excuse me, I'm about to heave. Message received. They took my pic. I stood there like a frozen stiff. She went off to the house, opened the door, and closed it quick. Son of a bitch. This is a bunch of shit I got myself in. Her brother gazed at me. I could tell he wanted to give me a fat lip. I told the parents, do you honestly think I would have driven all the way here if I knew she was underage? Fuck, I was miffed. I thought for sure I was done. Going to jail, totally fucked, this sucks, but they were thankful for me bringing her back. I was like, what the fuck? Not like she was kidnapped. Jesus Christ, fuck my life, right? But that night, I'd be alright, because I'm an honest guy. I never lie, and that was recognized. But I needed a guy to get away from this site. Sigh. I asked for them to tell me how to get out of here. Please help. Never forgot what they said after that. Turned to me and said, you can go straight to hell. They conversated further, talked among themselves. Heard them say, you see me driving around here all night, so I was like, they gave me a ticket out of hell. I remember the husband got in his car and told me to follow him, so I did. Drove away from that crazy bitch. Wished this was a dream, but it was a nightmare. What a predicament. Or was it just a figment? Figment. Figment.